Um, this is redlamp.net, and this is Elizabeth Mutia. She's a practitioner of MMA, a mixed martial arts, and she's we cover youth on the redlamp.net. We feature Filipino American speak up youth speak up on arts and culture. So I interviewed CJ uh, 2 weeks ago on he's been active on um, composing music through apps. And, I know that you are into MMA or mixed martial arts, and your sister Liana is also a member of the U.S. judo team that went to Japan. But now I would like to ask you questions about your concept of arts and what's your understanding of martial arts or art itself.
So, I'll start with is it practitioner of MMA? I like martial arts, and I've been around it growing up for sure. But I just want to put a disclaimer out there for anyone that watches. I'm not I'm not like super athlete, not like my sister. I just like it a lot. I've just been
Uh-huh.
around it.
Uh,
So for the it's my understanding. I hope you don't mind. I actually, if you can see it, I have my laptop right here open, so that way I
mhm.
have my thoughts
Yeah,
organized.
yeah,
So here, martial arts, I thought I'd start with defining the term art. And as I
yeah.
wrote down here, like Google definition, like the expression application of creative skill and imagination. So if I want to put martial arts in that definition, martial, I guess the term pertains to war. And then there's art, which is some expression of creativity and skill. In this case, maybe we could say martial arts is like an art of combat, or maybe preparing warriors for combat. But
Mhm,
honestly, nowadays, I feel like martial arts is usually for people who just like to do it or the practice of doing it. It's not like we're in an age, at least not in this nice developed country in the US where we need to know martial arts in order to make sure we're alive on a day-to-day basis.
mhm,
Uh, on the other hand, I guess I feel like it has become more of an art in the way that people do it as a way to express maybe not creativity, imagination, sort of. Maybe when you create combinations, sure, let's say it's creativity and imagination, but it's more of a way to sort of, I guess, stress relief or just a way to kind of enjoy their time. At least for me, that's it. I
mhm,
don't do it in a way not like when I was in high school, before I left for college, I don't do it as a way to compete or to survive. I just like it. I just do it in the early evenings because it feels really nice and it has some good memories. That's it.
mhm, mhm. Have you read on the take of Mao Zedong on physical education? His concept of martial arts as um, as an expression of art itself, and he said that it's important for the body to be honed and to be exercised because knowledge and virtue resides on the body. Therefore, if you have a weak body, um, knowledge and virtue is questionable item. What is your feedback on that or take on that?
Remember, I saw that I read through the article, and I guess, like you said, the major takeaway is that what was it? The major takeaway I got is that there should be effort put into maintaining a healthy mind and also a healthy body. And I am 100% behind that idea.
Mhm,
I think from personal
mhm,
experience that if I neglect one or the other tends to suffer as a result.
mhm,
Um, so let me speak from personal experience, since I can't speak for anyone else. I feel like maybe sometimes, or in the past, there was like a general stereotype that you're either super smart, but your body's kind of weak, you don't work out that much, or you work out a lot, but that means that you're not all that intelligent. I feel like that is completely not true.
Mhm,
um,
mhm,
you can be both. You just have to partition your time out really nicely. Everything that I read in that the article or the reading, I was like, yeah, I mean, this sounds about right. I feel like being physically healthy and physically active, it does a lot of good things for you in terms of, I don't know, maybe let's say discipline, making you feel good about yourself, just putting you in a good mood, preparing yourself for maybe now, oh, now my body is tired, but let's go work out my brain now. Now I can sit down and study. I'm feeling pretty great. I have a lot of energy, especially, I mean, over time, I've become more energetic as a result of a healthy body. And now all of a sudden, I have much more capability to read and learn more,
mhm,
whether
mhm.
regardless of it. So yeah, that's my take.
And have you read on the Marxist point of view of the philosophy of history and dialectics? And dialectics means the interrelationship of things, and we are talking about body and mind and spirit as interrelated into one. And I think um, arts as a martial art um, is related to Mao Zedong said that is related to body, mind, and spirit, and then the primary is the exercise of the body. If you don't exercise, then the spirit, or which resides your talents, which resides your virtues, which resides your knowledge, is weak. And therefore, in the Marxist point of view, everything is interrelated, everything is connected. And how is your take on that? And in terms of practicing your arts and practicing culture.
Let's see. So reading through that, the major takeaway or my major thought on it was that generally, let's see, I'm trying to recall actually. I hope you don't mind if I go take
Mhm,
a look really quick. Um, in this case, I'll pull it up. I just remember that the article was a bit, how do I say it? Maybe roundabout in certain ways. Let me talk
mhm.
about connectedness here. Um,
Connectingness, and in the real world, the MMA is you said it is commoditized. You say is commercialized. Like people tend to you have MMA as an entertainment, as a business. But how what is your take on that as an art form?
in this case, my thoughts on that are a little complicated. So I don't generally express my opinion on topics that can be a little bit touchy, depending, or at least I don't publicize it. The article that you sent me on it, I recall that it talked about MMA fighters as like the proletariat, and then say the promoters would be the bourgeoisie, if I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah.
And fighters are often, since it's a whole for-profit kind of industry, oftentimes MMA fighters they're commodified and not really, I guess, the benefit they receive in terms of pay is not worth what they give, and they often sacrifice a lot of things like related to their body. Pretty much, there's quite a lot of danger in the sport.
Hmm.
Me, let me see, how best do I say it? For me, I like to kind of stay hands off on this topic. MMA is a really fun sport to watch. I know people really enjoy it. Sometimes I also really enjoy watching, but I'm not into it. Uh, I don't know what to say. I don't really express my thoughts too much on economics and politics. All I know
Yeah.
is that that's just how it is, unfortunately. That people who are, at least in our economy, people who work, who are employees, employers obviously want to maximize their profit, right? And
Hmm.
then there's employees who want to be paid for their work, but more often than not, they're taken advantage of. There's a lot of, and in this case with the MMA fighters, there's a lot of, uh, how do you say it? The part is that it's not that their pay gets docked, I guess. I mean, yeah, sure, but damage can be done physically to them. Like maybe there have been deaths. I did see that there were a lot of articles linked in that article talking about some very unfortunate accidents that have happened in MMA. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say. I want to stay hands off on it. It's kind of a sad reality, I guess, that the sport is very dangerous. Um, yeah, personally, in my opinion, martial arts has a lot of benefit when practiced as a hobby.
Mhm.
There's definitely people that enjoy competing in it. It's just safety will really always be an issue. Even in a really safe, even when you're in a gym with black belts watching you or people who are very experienced, they watch you and everybody is nice and you tap when you get submitted, you tap early. Like there's always going to be a risk for injury. It's just I don't know. It's just sad.
Mm.
That's it.
Another question: why is self defense so important? Um,
So, okay. So in this case, I wrote a few things here. There were a few keywords that I thought was was good. Why self defense is important. The good benefits they could be. Let me list it out. Situational awareness, confidence, happy exercise feels. It makes me feel good.
mm,
Defense, just the practice of it. Also helps out with coordination, mobility. I feel like just being active in general gives you general health benefits. So that's quite a lot of it. And there's also a social aspect, I think, to the martial arts community. With self-defense, if I want to talk about it as in like
mm,
defending yourself in a
mm,
bad situation, at least where I live and with
mm,
the lifestyle that I'm very fortunate to pretty much never, almost never be in a situation where I might think, oh, I have to protect myself because there are people around me that I feel will threaten me. Um, with self defense, I feel like the best self defense is honestly not being in that situation to begin with. Like, if you know that an area is bad, maybe try your best to avoid it. If you have to be out late at night, uh, try to find ways around it. You just never really know. That's probably the best self defense. The next one I feel like is if you're ever stuck in a situation, diffuse it first. You know, if things start to escalate, you don't think immediately, oh, now I gotta defend myself. You gotta try to prevent it from being escalated in the first place. The tensions start getting high. Try to diffuse it. Say like, oh, I don't want any issues. No one wants problems. No one wants to get hurt, right?
yeah.
Diffusing work. Just try to disengage. Just don't don't deal with it. Run away if you can. Like
Mhm,
you never want to be in a bad situation in the first place. And
mhm,
then if nothing else, like you're really stuck, like you're cornered, and it's bad. Then that's when I think your self defense training might help. Even then, it's always better to have an edge, like have something on you. Um, in this case, nobody needs to know what I carry around with me or on my person, but what's popular amongst women, especially. Of course, men can have this too, and they should. Mace is good, depending on where you are. Stun gun is great too, but only 3 to 5 seconds. You don't need to hold it any more than that against somebody else's body. It's already enough. Some people
mhm,
have permits to carry around certain things. I won't talk too much about that because I know that it can be a touchy topic. And
mhm,
depending on where you are in the US or in the world, I guess,
mhm.
it's kind of it's like a dual subject. People are like, no, you shouldn't carry that, or I don't know, I have the right to carry this. Um,
Conceal and carry. Yeah.
yeah, so I know it's a pretty sensitive topic. I kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. What are your plans of training? Uh, um, Especially you and your dad own a dojo. Um, you are training. Do you train every day in the gym or in the studio in the dojo?
Hmm. Okay, so in this case, definitely not every day at the dojo. I think in the past, especially when I was really into it, back when I was like a kid, I guess when I was in high school, I was there pretty much every day except Sunday, just because there was always a class available at the gym that I did go to, which was great, or the gyms that I went to. Nowadays, I am kind of living a bit far from everyone. Like, I think the gym that I really, really like to go to and the family gym here, it's like about an hour away. It's uh,
Yeah.
it's a little to go there. But I'm very fortunate to have a really nice area where I can work out here at home. So for
Yeah.
personal
Yeah.
training, yeah, it is pretty much every day, but I mix it up. So.
S- So, what can you say about activists here in the U.S. and do you encourage them to take self-defense courses? Meaning to, meaning to say they are aware of you described that um, they should be intentional, aware of the surroundings, capable of defending themselves, and many of the activists here do not have martial arts training. And are you open to opening a space wherein you can offer them with trainings, uh, summer trainings or boot camps?
I suppose to that last question, suppose I would be. The only issue is that I actually don't think I'm qualified to do that. I think that anyone who has the qualifications, the years of training for me, I'm definitely just like a casual like hobby. Oh, I did it as a kid growing up. I had the muscle memory, I guess, but I'm not. I don't think I'm qualified. If I for all the instructors that actually have the skill to teach people, the experience for it, I think absolutely. Especially
Mhm,
since you mentioned activists, I know that a lot of even for peaceful protests, for example, a lot of times things can go bad. People can come in and hijack it, and all of a sudden, vandalism all around. All of a sudden, like tensions are high, and bad things can happen.
mhm,
Unfortunately, um, yeah, I think other than like self defense, like just barehanded or like sticks or knives, I feel like I'm gonna this is like another field. I know that weapons are, people can carry them around here in the U.S. Like
mhm, mhm, mhm.
I definitely am not qualified to give anyone training on that. Um,
Your
in
dad
that,
is your dad is training Kali, um, and I'm writing a, a philosophy of Kali, summing up the trends and thoughts in the core philosophy of it, and trying to apply it on the people's movement. Now, um, my question to you is that given the endeavor um, that we exert on pushing the concept of Kali, the real Kali, to the people, um, would you support it? Would you promote it to the youth in America today? That's a hypothetical question.
I feel like, yeah, sure. In this case, I feel like I'd have to come to agreement, with my dad and also with you, what the core philosophy of Kali or how it will be promoted. Like, what is it? What is the core philosophy that will be promoted? In this case, as far, I mean, as far as I know with Kali, I don't think I can speak too much about the core philosophy. The only thing I know is always assume the person is bigger and stronger than you. Always get out of the way, just flow with the movements. Guide to my blade, guide to my blade. That's honestly the biggest applications that I have. That's
Mhm.
the big things that I have about it. I wouldn't know too much about philosophy. If that philosophy is something that is not harmful and if it's beneficial to health, and if it means that if it gives people benefit by learning and practicing the martial art, then I'm like, yeah, of course, of course I'll promote
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
Um, but I also
Mhm.
don't like people with it. So yeah, that's it.
And the last question, probably, what's your what's your encouragement to the youth in America with regards to martial arts? And how do you what's your um, take on that?
Can you
Um,
repeat the word? What is my what to the youth, if you
um,
don't mind?
yeah. To end your last take on, um, since this is a program, speak up, American youth, Filipino youth on arts and culture. What's your encouragement to them? Since you are doing martial arts, do you encourage them to take martial arts as a training?
Let's see. I definitely I'd probably say yes.
Mhm.
In this case, I definitely won't tell anyone what to do. I'm more generally an advocate of just take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and part of that is staying physically active. I feel like martial arts has a lot of benefits. Not that I really have that social aspect nowadays, given that I stay away from I stay away from people, especially nowadays.
Mhm.
But apart from the social aspect, there's just
Mhm.
generally a lot of
Mhm.
really great martial arts.
Mhm.
As for the training part, there's a lot of a lot of health benefits that come to it. Mobility, flexibility, speed, endurance, strength. That's all. I mean, like, why not? That's all. I mean, like, why not? Training itself, I feel like it can give you kind of a sense of self confidence and self esteem. Like, oh yeah, no, I can do this. Um, I think there are definitely a lot more I have to say. Let's see. One thing I have to say is that if you train martial arts, or at least to the youth, I think of it more as like a really great, fun, fulfilling activity. And don't have any illusion that you're gonna go out into the street and beat people up, or you're going to solve all your problems because you have trained martial arts. Just do it for the sake of doing it, and enjoy it. It's not meant to be violent, even though I know that I guess we talked about it before. The sports of martial arts directly involve, I guess, competing against other people. But just do it and have fun doing it. It's not a violent thing. It's something to be enjoyed and to it's meant to make your life better, not not hurt other people. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for affording us your time for this interview. This is Arlo Mutia from redlamp.net, featuring Elizabeth Mutia on the topic on Filipino Americans, youth speak on arts and culture. And she's a martial arts practitioner, MMA practitioner, and she likes to practice MMA in Cali with his dad. And again, thank you for affording us your time for this interview. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much.